What is up, Gemini? How are you guys doing? It's time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see how the energies are looking for you guys in the second week of March. I'm ahead of the game this month, ain't I? Yeah, I like it like that. March week 2. So it's a weekly check-in. It's just a short, quick, general energetic overview. If any of you are in need of a personal reading, the information on how to go about doing that is in the description of this video. Most people prefer the general personal readings. They're diddly dirt cheap and they're efficient and to the point. If you don't want to tell me your whole life story, you don't have to. Just click what you want me to read and I'll do the rest. I do have a lot more than that to offer on my website, though. The link to my website is in the description. Also, we got 2 more days now, y'all. And my course on attracting your life partner is going bye bye. March 1st, it goes bye bye. I do not know when we're going to break it back out again. It could be in a few months. It may not be until the holidays. I really don't know. We don't really plan that stuff. We just kind of do it depending on what's going on, you know? All right, let's see how these energies are looking. Gemini and the person they dealing with. March week 2, 2026. Excuse me. Just ate a big old steak quesadilla from Cafe Rio. Woo, and things are so fire. I highly recommend if you ever go to Cafe Rio, steak quesadilla, fucking cup of queso. Dip that bitch in the queso. Oh my God. It slaps so hard you'll slap it back, boy. All right. Oh, well, okay. Ooh. It's almost looking like there might end up being some sort of communication here. Yeah. The question is who is the one doing the communicating? That's the part that's not really clear here. But it does kind of look like the silence is being broken. And it doesn't look like a very fun conversation. That don't look like a fun conversation. Doesn't take long. You end up very disappointed, walking away from this with more questions than answers. Basically, a repeat cycle straight off the rip. Yeah, walking away with more questions than answers. Damn, dog. A lot of unhealed heartbreak here, man. I don't really think either of you are over this. Could be a third party situation for some of you. Okay, there's not very many other ways to spin that spread. That's about all I can get out of that. Some of you dealing with a Leo. I also have Sagittarius. Okay, well, let's see how they feel about you. How does this person feel about Gemini? What are their true intentions at the deepest level? Do they mean well, or are they trying to start some shit? Three shuffle. There's one, two, and three. Well, see, they've been giving you the silent treatment, though. Are you surprised to see that dude show up? For those of you that don't know anything about the tarot, this dude right here is the little fuck bag of the tarot. the liar, the cheater, the sneaky, deceitful manipulator. And here's his brother with the Five of Swords. These are the two shittiest, shit stained fuck bags in the whole tarot. These two dudes right here. And they both came out in this person's energy. So I'm inclined to believe that nothing has changed for the better, at least. I mean, things are always changing. Things are either getting better or they're getting worse. If they ain't getting better, they getting worse. So I don't think there's a whole lot you don't know here. Doesn't look like they have very good, solid intentions. I'm not seeing a person in love. I'm not seeing a person that feels regretful or remorseful. I'm not seeing a person that has or cares to do any reflection, any introspection. Not really. I mean, I'm digging, I'm trying to get so far. This looks like somebody that doesn't give a fuck about nobody but themselves. Trying to dig and see if it goes deeper than that. Sometimes, if you dig deep enough, you can see the root of it. And, you know, it's caused from a place of fear or unhealed trauma or something like that. I ain't getting that here, though. Maybe this person is just a true blue certified sack of shit. I don't know. It's not telling me much more than that. That's all I had to go on. Completely ignoring the truth of the whole situation. Completely. So some of you dealing with a Libra also have Cancer, Virgo, Pisces. Anything else? Nope. Okay. Well, those are just energies. It could be anybody. Let's get some advice. What's the advice for Gemini with this individual they dealing with? Okay, I knew this was going to happen. So I'm probably going to have to separate y'all into groups before I give this advice. Because, like I said in the beginning, I don't know who's doing the communicating. So, some of you, you're the one reaching out. Others of you, they're reaching out to you. Those are the groups I have to separate you. For those of you thinking about reaching out to this person, I'm not going to tell you not to do it. I ain't going to tell you that. But I will advise that you try to neutralize your expectations if you can. Um, I know that's hard to do. I feel guilty giving that advice because, you know, that's tough to do. When you have expectations, the only thing you can really do is go from good expectations to bad. Neutral is tricky. It's tough. But if you can get your expectations in a neutral place where it's like, I'm cool either way, don't matter to me none. Maybe you've grown. Maybe you've evolved. Maybe you done popped your head out of your ass. I don't know. Or maybe you're still a sack of shit. I'm cool either way, though. I'm good. That's hard. That's hard to do. Hard to do. And also, well, whether you're the one reaching out or not, I would still recommend keeping this person at an arm's distance and moving slow. Matter of fact, that could set the precedent for what kind of person you're dealing with, because when you set a boundary, if somebody tries to push that boundary, they don't respect you. They don't respect you. No, they don't. They do not respect you. A person who is not trying to manipulate you will respect your boundaries even if it doesn't benefit them. A person who doesn't respect your boundaries doesn't respect you. And it'd be that way. Sometimes you're on the other end of that, you know? You ever been on the other end of that where somebody sets a boundary and it hurts, But I mean, if you have good intentions, all right then. If that's how you feel, okay. Ain't nothing I can do about that. Plus, I mean, why? I'm gonna try not to go on a tangent, but if somebody doesn't want to be with you or doesn't want to get too close to you, why would you want to try to force that? Why would you want to be with somebody that you have to manipulate to be with you? Why would you want to be with somebody that you have to beg to be with you? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That makes no goddamn sense. If I have to beg you to be with me, I don't fucking want you. If I have to chase and beg and plead, fuck you. Fuck that. I don't want you. You obviously don't want me. If you wanted me, I wouldn't have to do that. If the universe really wanted you to be a part of my life, I wouldn't have to do that. You know? Anyway, I'm going to pull back the reins on that or I'm going to go off on a tangent. Yeah, keep them at an arm's distance, set a boundary, take things very, very slow, no matter what. I mean, honestly, if you're the one thinking about reaching out to them, I would maybe wait a little bit and reconsider. I'm not going to tell you not to, just hold off a little bit. Try to do a little bit more healing if possible, you know, because you're stepping into a slippery slope, the slipperiest slope in the history of slippery slopes. And you're dealing with somebody that doesn't give two diddly dog shits about anybody but themselves. All right, man, let me clear the air real quick. That was heavy. Hang on. I didn't expect Gemini's reading to be that heavy. It wasn't that heavy last week, was it? I don't remember energies that heavy last week. Fucking hey, dude. Woo. All right. Let's see how things are looking with the person you're interested in. Those of you interested in a specific person, how the energy's looking. Gemini and your love interest. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Two of Wands reversed. So some kind of solid decision is being made. Huh. Well, I mean, a decision is being made, but it's not really much of a decision. It's more like I'm making the decision to not let go of this, is what this looks like to me. Doesn't look like a lot more movement is happening right now, but this connection is so intense, you can't bring yourself to walk away from it. Really intense. Some of y'all are just downright convinced that this is your person. Some of you. Some of you. Probably a lot of you, right? And I think you're making a decision. You're going to stick with this as long as you possibly can. It's telling me, though, that there's some red flags that you would rather not pay attention to. And it feels deliberate. I'm not going to lie. It feels deliberate. Okay. Well, this is boring, dude. This is a boring spread. There's nothing going on here, dude. There's nothing going on at all. I'm digging to try to find things to say, and there's nothing to say about this at all. Not really. No movement. Nothing has changed from the week before, or the week before, or the week before, or the month before. If anything, the only thing that's changed is you're losing more sleep at night. that's a very common card to come up for this. Between the devil, the seven of cups, king of wands reversed, nine of swords, ten of swords. Actually, the only one out of all those that came out was the nine of swords, but I mean, that's the card of anxiety, nervousness, tension building, sleepless nights. Okie dokie. Let's see how they feel about you. How does this person feel about Gemini then? What are their deepest feelings and intentions? You know who that is, right? That is arguably the most emotionally detached dude in the tarot. Between him and the King of Pentacles. But the King of Pentacles isn't emotionally detached. He just doesn't let his emotions make decisions for him. The King of Swords just doesn't really care. The King of Swords is just cold. He don't give a fuck. He is very detached. This person got feelings for you. Speaking of which, King of Swords and King of Pentacles. But we got the Page of Cups though. So that does indicate there are a couple of feelings hiding in there, but the Page of Cups is the most emotionally immature, but not a bad person unless he was reversed. Two of Swords, Two of Wands. This person doesn't know what the hell they want to do with their love life. They may have more than one person to choose from, too. Two of Swords, Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles. That feels like juggling more than one person to me. I feel like somebody else is in the mix here. They're thinking about, well, they're contemplating whether or not they should just walk away from this. Well, they're thinking about walking away from somebody. They don't know who. They don't know who. Yeah, I think they have a little bit more baggage than you know about. Most of it. Maybe a couple of you that know about it, but I think for the majority of you, they have more baggage than you know about. And the Queen of Swords. That don't sound to me like somebody who is overflowing with love and emotion. A little bit of feelings, a little bit. Kind of like when I see the Page of Cups, what comes to my mind is, you remember when you got your first little boyfriend, girlfriend in fucking junior high? Remember that? And he was like 14, 15 years old. And you thought you were so fucking in love. And now here we are in our 30s and 40s. And we look back at that and we just kind of giggle. Like, what the fuck was wrong with me back then? You know? That's kind of what the Page of Cups reminds me of. All right. Well, let's get some advice. What advice do we have? Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Empress reversed. Okay, so as how am I gonna word this, man? We should all have boundaries and deal breakers. We all should. Just as common self-respect, you know? And if I have boundaries and deal breakers, how long, ask yourself this, how long does it take for somebody to show you who they really are? That's an open ended question. I'm not alluding to anything. I'm not being a smartass. This is a question to seriously, because I like to think about stuff like this. Like, I'll ask myself sometimes, how long does it take me observing somebody for them to show who they really are? You know, how long does that take? It depends. It really depends. But in a situation like this, and especially, I know the majority of you dealing with this person, they know you're interested in being with them, right? So if they know that you want to be with them, what's holding them up? What if the choice was yours? Let's flip the shoe on the other foot. Let's say the choice was yours. You were the one calling the shot as to whether or not y'all were going to be together, and you know they really want to be with you, and the power was in your hands. Why would you string them along? Why would you do that? You wouldn't, would you? No. I told Aries I had a feeling this was going to be the theme for the week. Every week, there's a theme for the week that 9, 10 out of the 12 signs all share. And I had a feeling it was going to be the devil card. So when somebody strings you along, knowing you want to be with them, and they keep breadcrumbing you for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, either A, there's something that they don't want to lose access to, or B, there's something they're trying to gain access to, but not a relationship, right? So the way I like to live is let people do what they want. Let them do what they want. How long do you think it takes for them to show you what they want? How long does it take? How long does it take? If I tell you I want to be with you, I'm interested in being in a relationship with you. How long is it going to take for you to show me what you want? It ain't going to take long, is it? It ain't going to take long. You go know pretty fucking quick. If you don't know whether or not you want to be with me after a month, 2 months, you don't want me. You don't fucking want me. You want to get something off of me, but you don't want me. So I would be thinking about these things, man. I'd be thinking about that. So looks like we got a couple of super chats here. Melinda Stevens, thank you for the super chat. And Crystal King, thank you for the super chat. All right. Anyway, on that note, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Gemini family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget the information for personal readings is down here in the description. All right. I'm going to get out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay